again. I hope you can hear me all right. Else, let me know.
Hi.
Yeah, hi there. Nice to see you. Let me just get my devices fixed here, device settings. Give me just one moment. Uh, what's wrong? Just one moment. Uh, Trying to fix this stuff. Yeah, how to do this? Yeah, yeah, it should be okay now. So nice to see you again. Yeah, we have another session about um, opening disasters now. There are so many interesting cases. So this is number four, and I'm not sure if we will have a number five also. Possibly. This was from last time, right? You all remember this, I think, from last time. What? Yeah, great game today by Caruana, especially now, but also Carson. Yeah, of course. I liked Caruana's games. I thought they were very interesting, very entertaining today. But yeah, definitely Carson is a worthy champion, right? Worthy champion. So this was from last time. Let me do something just for fun. Let me do something for fun. Let me bring up what we looked at last time. Let me just very quickly switch this. Let's see. Let's see if I can get this right. It's this one, right? Yeah, yeah. You remember this? Yes. Let's do it in this way instead. We talked about this F3 line in the Nimso, and we said that Black played okay, but there was a critical moment here. Yeah, so this is what I wanted to ask you about. We'll do it the different way. I'll just ask you for Black's best move here. All right, something like this. Okay, you get only 20 seconds for this. So, what's a Black play here? Oh, really? That's an ugly move. Maybe it's better than what you played. Yeah, maybe. Interesting. I didn't think of that. JM Chess, you got it. That's the supposed solution. Daniel, Wyatt, GM, aha, L, Awesome Owen, and so on. Many people got it right. Yeah, okay, smart goldfish. Let us know. What should Black play here? What was Black's maximum priority here? What is Black's priority? What should they do here? Uh, yeah, get the pieces out quickly, right? Okay, I don't get any moves from Smart Goldfish, so I'll ask Awesome Owen instead. All right, Owen, what should Black play here? Exactly, 97. Please focus on this knight. Try to challenge that knight. Not challenging that knight was Black's downfall in this game. If you remember what we looked at in the game, they played c5. Ambitious move, right? Trying to open up the center and so on. But yeah, anyone? Do you remember what White played? That's right, they just castled. And when Black took on d4, it was already time for a little combination here that you all saw last time. Yeah, I'll just quiz you for the first move just to see if we're on the right spirit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, everybody remember this. Nice. That's what happened. So the main lesson of this not very well-known game was that whenever there is an F file open, we should be a little more careful. No? In some openings, yeah. Congratulations to Charles, Small Goldfish, Almoris, Santos, RKDK, and many other people who got it right. So please go ahead, Charles. What was your move here? Aha, we are ready to strike. Yeah, this happens. Yeah, I'm boring you with this stuff, but this happens only because the F file is open, right? I said to you last time if we add a few pawns, it's not the same thing. It's a normal position, but this is not normal because we have attacking possibilities. So we are ready to take here and we get a very strong attack. I think if takes you could take like that, it's interesting, but even stronger, if I'm not mistaken, is to play it the other way around. Even stronger is to take like that. Is that so? Yeah, and we bring in the queen and we bring in the rook. So it's some kind of tragedy for Black's lagging development, also you could say in this game. So what we saw in this game was simply the fact that Black should challenge that knight quickly. So far the moves were okay, but at this point, 97 was called for. If we play this now, the rook is not yet on f1, so they'll have to take probably. We take back and we bring in the rook. But in the game, Black was a little too ambitious. They said, all right, we will try to soften up the center, but they forgot about White's potential. Before we continue, I have actually a game from today that I wanted to show you. A game from today from the Indian Championship. But before we continue, f6, some people were saying. And I think I know why they didn't play f6. Anyone? Why do you think they didn't play f6? I have a theory about that, but I would like to hear yours. Oh, really? Bishop takes h7? That was not my theory. Yeah, what Heuristic Mind, JM Chess, and Oski and Brian are saying. Exactly. I think this is the reason why we shouldn't play f6. Yeah, I didn't think about this. But as you can see, it's basically the same thing. Maybe we can take. Maybe this time we will do it in that way, right? Looks dangerous for black. No, looks dangerous. We can maybe give this check and continue the attack and maybe bring in the other rook. So this doesn't look healthy, right? Queen d2, not c2. I don't follow the comment, the Patriots. Queen on d2, not c2. Yeah, queen is on d2. In effect, the queen is on d2. But even so, you can sometimes take on h7, like in this case. So it seems to me that f6, those of you who said that you were hoping that I would retreat and you would check me and so on and win time for your development. But actually, white has no reason to do that. You see, again, the same topic. All these openings where you open up the f file. Careful with that. A lot of respect to those openings. Like, for example, the f3 line in the Nimso. Anyone surprised it's so popular? Well, it's promising, no? It's promising to play this. And I told you last time also that you have the Caro-Kann. Some of you were saying that this is not so promising, you were saying to me. I don't know. I think it's interesting, especially these lines. I would love to play with white, like some kind of King's Gambit structure where you didn't have to worry about them taking and playing g5 and so. Yeah, the fantasy. Anyway, yeah, it's a nice move, f3. I agree. I like it. And it's funny that you can see it also with black in many openings. No, I don't know if you remember, guys. Somebody said that against this opening, the best move was that. Yeah, you would think it's a beginner's move, but actually that is makes some sense now. You see this in all kinds of d4, d5 openings, the f6 move. Maybe some of you saw this line in the London. Have you seen this? I think I saw a game by, was it maybe Ariantari who played this? How did they play? c3 and then he took and he played f6 like that. That's kind of interesting, no? Challenging line. That's how they play nowadays. And even g5 is maybe coming in some line. Anyway, I wanted to bring up the game that I saw today. It was played today in India in the championship of India. Really interesting game. I think it was in India. No, it was not in India. Sorry, it was in Abu Dhabi, the Open tournament in Abu Dhabi. Found an interesting game there, and I thought we should have a look at it straight away. So yeah, exactly, the 29th Abu Dhabi Masters, fantastic tournament. So many interesting games to look at there. So the game that I wanted to show you, it has a connection also with the World Championship. You'll see. It's this game between. I'm not familiar, honestly, with who is playing white here, Liu Wan Chu, but I'm certainly familiar with Adiban, who's playing with the black pieces. So let's see what happened in this game. Adiban has a very nice Caro-Kann. Some of you might remember. I think he won against Karyakin in an interesting game. Was it Karyakin or no? Who was some strong player from Russia, from Ukraine, maybe that Adiban won against. Anyway, yeah, this is the game, and Liu Wanchu is playing the Pandov attack, right? The Pandov, which is not so. Sorry, there is some question in the chat. Somebody's asking something. Yeah, best knight g8 to misplace black pieces. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let's continue. No, so this is the Pandov attack, right? This is the Pandov attack, which was popular many years ago, but nowadays it's not that popular. But they still play it, and it was played in the World Championship match. In the match, I mean, not in the World Championship, in the World Cup match between Goryatskina and no, it was not Goryatskina. It was Muzichuk versus Salimova. Yeah, we will come to that. All right. So, anyone, which is the most critical test to the Pandov? What's your opinion here, guys? Which is the most critical response? Why do we call it Pandov attack? Why not Botvinnik attack? Yeah, that's a good question. It's like you ask yourself, Happy Pound, why do you call it the Benko Gambit? You all know what is the Benko Gambit, right? The Benko Gambit is this. But are you convinced that Paul Benko, fantastic player and composer and so on, but are you convinced that he was the first to play it? I don't think so. Because in Russia, for example, they call it the Volga Gambit, no? And in many other places also they call it the Volga Gambit. So that's with names. It's not so clear. Albert has also many important games, I think, in the Benko Gambit, right? Yeah, so not so clear, not so clear what to call the openings, the right name. If you take Alekine's opening, is that really something that he played so often? I don't think so. So maybe in the case of the Panov attack, yeah, Panov must have been the first one, but you're right, Happy Pound, that Botvinnik played it a lot. There is a famous game, Botvinnik, he wins the game in just 13 moves, I think. The opponent goes to take this pawn and it's destroyed. Yeah, you can check your game's history. But anyway, yeah, back to business here. So I was asking you guys, what do you think is the most critical response to the Panov attack? Uh, Bishop e4. You can't play bishop e4 here. Yeah, you can play e6. Very solid approach. Then you can play bishop e4. White often plays bishop knight f3, and here you have like two ways to play. You can play bishop d3, or you can also take and play bishop d2 or knight c2. Interestingly, if you play here bishop d3, it actually transposes to the nimso, right? To the nimso. You can get to this position in the nimso also, in the e3 line, right? If white plays the e3 line, you can get to the same stuff. So yeah, some openings. It's interesting. Now you don't have many openings from d4 and e4 openings which transpose to each other. There are actually rather few, but this is one of them. If you play like this, you can end up in the same position, right? If you play like that and you take, and basically you end up in the same thing, right? 97 perhaps, and so on. B6. Karpov, strong player in these positions. So yeah, isn't Queen B3 the most challenging line? All right, so back to the Panov attack. So against G6, which is an interesting choice, Queen B3 is supposed to be the most critical line. Yeah, to put pressure on D5 before Black is able to castle away. But against E6, they don't play Queen B3 here. It makes no sense, right? They usually just develop here in IQP style, right? But I would think that the most critical move is knight c6. That's what most people play. It's a flexible move because you can sometimes go for e6, but you can also try to develop the bishop, right? So that's, if you play this with white, this is the first thing to look at. In the other lines, you can get away like so with general knowledge, but this one is very, very concrete. No, this line is very concrete. Long variations and end games coming up. So let's have a look here. Knight f3, Black played here. Yeah, the other line is bishop g5. This is also an interesting line. But okay, knight f3 was played here, and they played here bishop g4. So this is the main line, and now we have this queen b3 move that you were talking about. C takes d5, knight takes d5, and queen b3. That's how you have to play this line, right? If you play the Panov with white, you have to play it in a very aggressive fashion. You can't play something like bishop b2 and castles. Not good enough. Now e6 and Black is developing easily. So you have to go like all in here. So you take first and then you play queen b3, right? Okay, let's continue. So Black takes on f3 now that it's defending this guy, and G takes f3. You see, this is what Botvinnik understood, that sometimes you can ruin your power structure, but you have the initiative. You would try to push d5 and things like that. Entertaining variation. So if you play this, you have to be prepared for this line, right? E6. Anyone knows how the endgame goes? How to get to the endgame here? No. Yeah, all right. So the endgame goes like that. Queen takes b7, knight takes d4, bishop e5, knight takes. White plays an intermediate move. They don't take immediately. Yeah, exactly. They play queen c6 first. And then king e7, queen takes b5. Yeah, long variation and many games. Complex to play this stuff. But maybe white has a pull here in this endgame. Not that I'm very good with this line. So they played in the game knight b6 instead. That was Adiban's choice here. White has two moves here. They can play bishop e3 and they can play d5. Yeah, bishop e3 is like the old line, I think. E6, and white tries to push d5 as soon as possible. Interesting variation. Interesting. You better prepare yourself if you play this with either color. But in the game, they played instead the more straightforward move, d5. All right. So, question to you guys: where should the knight go? Yeah, good for white as he has the bishop pair and more space. Yeah, typical clash. Let's see if I can write something to the chat also. Typical clash between advantages, no? Bishop pair, space versus pawn structure, you could say. Yeah, so the knight has to go to d4, I think, or it's not advisable to go to to e5. I guess white gets like very fast development, and white basically castles and put the rook on e1 and goes for an attack, something like that. Go here, there, and play d6 and just have fun, right? So yeah, knight e4 was played in the game. You have to cover b5. I don't think this line is bad if that's what you're saying. Um, Bishop e5 was played in this game, but it's also good to know this line, queen d1. Anyone, what would you do with this knight? What to do with the knight? E5 says Patriots, Rohan, Hollow Blade. Exactly. E5, you have to play like that. This is too slow. White gets this dream scenario. No, this is very dangerous to play with. They just castle. They don't care about this open G file. They're only interested in attacking here. So if they play queen d1, you have to play e5. And if d takes e6, how should you take back? Yeah, you have to take with the f pawn. Exactly. That's how this opening goes. And you can sometimes play e5, and you're okay here. Yeah, I saw some games, something like this. Castles, castles. Black is okay. Strong knight in the middle, we can support it with e5. So this didn't happen in the game. In the game after 94, they played instead. Yeah, anyone, what do you think? Yeah, weird power structure. I agree, Hollow Blade. Anyone, what did white play here? Development is everything. What do you think they played? Of course, bishop b5 check. Yeah, here for some reason you should not take on b5. I forgot to check this, but I have a theory. What do you think, guys? Why didn't they take it? How will you take back? With the knight? Yeah, maybe. Or with the queen. Actually, I don't know the answer. I would also think with the knight. But it's basically, it comes down to the same thing, right? Yeah, we have this cheap tactic. We cannot take due to that, of course. But the knight comes back. And I think black is in trouble, no? Bishop e3 is coming next turn. This looks horrible for black. Or maybe you can also take with the queen. But then I was hoping to play queen there. And right? Yeah, let me know if I got it right or wrong. And I try to do this. Maybe I'm okay here with black. No? So maybe better to take with the knight. I would guess, no? Now you have, I guess, concrete threat like knight, bishop f4, and knight c7, something like that. So yeah, looks dangerous. No, looks very dangerous. A6, and I think we just come back, and the knight is unstable. So I think that's why nobody plays like that. Anyway, let's come back to the game. Bishop e5 and knight d7. So it's interesting that this whole line, it was played a few days before in the World Cup. So white, yeah, the queen is hanging. They played here queen a4, hitting the knight. Black played knight takes, and now this time they take with the queen instead. I guess now if you take with the knight, it's not so threatening anymore. I think I can just go a6 here as soon as I can, and the knight goes back, and I try to play g6 maybe, or if I can do that, maybe. Okay, so let's see what happened here. They played in the game queen takes. And now, as you can see, the pawn is hanging, but black played simply g6. So why did I want to show this game? The game ends very soon. It will end very soon. I wanted to show you that you can't enter this kind of opening if you're not well prepared. So Adiban had played quickly up to this point. But now white plays funny move here. Oh, queen b6. Yeah, if queen b6, I think white just goes back with the queen. I don't think this solves black's problems. I'll bring out my bishop and maybe I can play d6 or something like that. Not clear that really favors them. Or maybe you can play bishop e3. I don't know. Is this possible? Things like that happen often in this opening. So you can see for yourself. White's rather fast here in this opening. So yeah, they played in the game g6, which is the best move, supposedly. So at this point, there are at least three different moves here. Three different moves for white. So in the game Muzitsuk Salimova, they played here castles, which is the main move. They castled here. And Salimova played bishop g7, that was rook e1, castles, bishop g5. And I have a question here to you. Can black play bishop takes e3, or they cannot play bishop takes e3? Anyone? Is bishop takes e3 okay? No. Bishop c3, then bishop e7. Bishop e7 first, and white wins at least a pawn. Everybody is sure about that? Yeah, Brian, you got it. All right, Brian understood this. First person to understand this, and tactical magician second. Yeah, she took on c3 because she know that she had this lifeline, queen a5. Nice, no? And here you can see actually white is going to be material down heavily in this game since there are a bunch of pieces hanging. Interesting, no? So yeah, I think it was all preparation. If you ask me, she had everything prepared. She wanted to get rid of this knight before white gets like d6 and 95 in. So she took first, and then she played here f6. Yeah, we can understand this, right? We don't want to play f6 with the bishop on g7. That looks horrible. So for that reason, she took first. She knew that if bishop takes queen a5, she's okay, or she's winning. And after b takes e3, she just played f6, bishop f4, rook f7, rook a1, rook c8. That's how the game went. Muzichuk, Salimova, it was a draw later on. I must say that white's position looks nicer, but okay, in the long run, this is also not so nice for white, right? So yeah, about equal or slightly better for white, but completely playable. So maybe, yeah, it was a draw this game. Exactly, heuristic mind. So maybe Adiban had looked at this game. I don't know. You know how professional players they will always keep track of what's happening in other tournaments. Even during the tournament, they will check what's going on in this or that tournament. That's very common. Get inspiration from like yesterday's tournament on some other continent and so on. That's completely normal. However, in this game, this player, Chinese international master or grandmaster maybe, he didn't play castles at this point. He played another move. Yeah, anyone? Can you think of another move for white here? Any other move? Yeah, tactical magician, you got it. He played d6. There was another move I wanted to touch upon also, which is this one. Analyzing this move, it was amusing to see the best variation here. Bishop g7 and d6. Anyone, could you tell me it's okay or it's not okay to play queen b6 here? Would you play queen b6 or would you play something else here? No, not okay. No, it's really not okay. But you have to give, yeah, exactly. Tactical magician, you got it. If you go queen b6, you run into this little tactical trick. Interesting, no? Please remember this one. It's possible that we will see it in the game also. So knight e5, you can see what's going on here, right? Queen takes, knight c7, and white picks up a pawn for free here. King d8, take, and come back. And yeah, it's probably game over here with rook c1 coming soon. This doesn't really change matters, I think. You can just play rook b1 anyway. This looks horrible for black, right? So you can't really play queen b6. Else it would be a nice way to just trade queens and let them take this pawn and get it back later. So having said that, anyone? What would you play with the black pieces here? It's the right idea. It's the right idea, the one we're talking about. But you have to play castles. I don't know, tactical. I guess I'll take it. And you wanted to play rook e8? Yeah, I don't know. I guess I castle and I win the exchange at least. Yeah, white should be winning here. I don't win the exchange. No, I'm wrong. But I have a fantastic passport. Anyone else? Yeah, heuristic mind. You got it. You got it. Yeah, we take first. We take first, and then we play queen b6. I think it was not even played. It was something that the computer said. Queen b6. Interesting. No, interesting. We are happy to trade queens, of course. Now there is no 95 to worry about. So they take. We take back. I think we take with the knight, and they can play something like we take with the pawn. Sorry, I'm wrong. Take with the pawn and bishop takes. You play f6 and you find a way to like take it back or something. White's pawn structure could be better. No? Interesting. Yeah, but this didn't happen in the game. It's just me analyzing a little with a computer. So bishop d5, interesting move also, trying to play d6. But this whole line is very dynamic. You can be ready to play things like, I mean, you could play something like this also, h6, g5. But this one is nicer. But please notice, you don't go queen b6 here because they have knight d5. You have to play first bishop takes, eliminate this powerful knight, and then you trade off the queens. And somehow black is okay here. Oh, yeah, I'm going to quiz. Yeah, I'm going to quiz very soon. Yeah, sure. We are approaching quiz time. So in this game, they played d6, all right? They played d6. And now it's getting hot here. Now it's getting hot. Best move here would be to play bishop g7. Yeah, we saw the idea already. Try to develop quickly. I saw some lines here, knight e5, e takes d6, bishop g5, f6. And you can sometimes hide the king on f7. But scary stuff now, scary. If you're not prepared, imagine sitting and playing all this. So d6 was played in the game. Unfortunately here, Adiban played the move e6, which is making things very complex. Okay, those of you who are waiting for the quiz, here we go. Time for the quiz. Let's see if you can find the whole sequence here. Remember, this is an opening disaster, which means that it should end rather soon. You get 1 minute to find how this turned into a disaster. I don't like this move. Okay, Kirotori, but the Grandmaster played it. And I have seen it in other situations like that. Okay, Tactical Magician, congratulations. Maybe you and me, we are looking at the same tournaments, no? Or you simply saw this very quickly. Or maybe, yeah, Little Chess Player, you got it also. Oh, 94. Yeah, 94, I will probably play Bishop G7, I guess. Yeah, Bishop G5, I go F6. I hope to survive there. Not that it's looking that great, but okay, a lot of people found it. Nice. So this was easy for you guys. I'm happy to hear that. Yeah. Ryan the Greatest, Kind King Sam, Rohan, Brian, JM Chess, RKDK, Awesome Owen, Oski. Who else? Rohan. Yeah, many people got it right. I'm happy to see that you have nice tactical skills. There was a very tough punishment. Kirotori, you got it as well. Uh-huh. There was a very severe punishment waiting here. So, yeah, I'll ask Ellery. Ellery Zhang, please go ahead. Ellery, what should White play at this point? Fantastic sequence here by White, by the Chinese player. Are you there, Ellery, or else I can ask somebody else? Yeah, I can ask somebody else. Ryan, the Greatest, please go ahead, Ryan. How does White continue here? Something is wrong? Did I make some mistake? No, I don't think so. I have the right position. It's just that nobody's moving. Okay, I'll look for somebody else. Please move when you get the pawn, all right? JM Chess, please go ahead, JM Chess. Yeah, JM Chess was ready to move. Bishop G5, that's what White played in the game. Black's only chance here was to play F6, but it's very ugly. It's a horrible move to play because now this pawn is weak. We can just go back with the bishop, and when they take this pawn, yeah, we will hit this pawn also. Bishop takes D6. We can just castle. I think we can castle either side, actually. Yeah, choose for yourself. Pick one side. Castle long, maybe. And yeah, something bad will happen here to Black for sure in this line. So, yeah, they played in the game after Bishop G5. They played Queen B6. Yeah, please go ahead, JM Chess. Beautiful move. Don't tell me you haven't seen it before. We just saw it, right? 95. Yeah, I can't take like that because this time I'm even getting mated. Aha. What if A6? What if A6? When do you play A6? Oh, you mean here? Good question. I don't have the answer really. I think that's the best move. Yeah, you're probably right. That's the best move. That's what he should have played. Aha. Good point. You know what? I think I got it wrong. I think I got it wrong. When he played E6, it wasn't the right move, Bishop G5. It wasn't the right move because of your move, A6. Yeah, that's a genius. If you found this yourself, that's really a genius discovery. Yeah, by A6, Adiban could have stayed in the game. Queen takes, rook B8. Yeah, exactly. This is what the computer said. Bishop takes, rook takes, bishop C7, rook takes B2. And the computer says that black is okay. I don't know. It doesn't seem that simple, but that's what it's saying. Bishop G7, castles, and so on. So still looks crazy, exactly. And I mean, preparation is everything here. If you're not prepared, yeah, you're having a hard time. So in effect, White's best move here was actually just to castle here, I think. Yeah, he should have castled simply and just stick to the pawn like that. And White is much better. Yeah, the computer said that. So I don't know. Maybe it's okay for Black. I mean, I have seen in the Grunfeld when you let White have a pass pawn on D6 and you just block it like that. So maybe it's not the end of the world. Yeah, just because the computer says so. Maybe in practical play you can find some counter play. Maybe the rook can come like that. Maybe you have some stuff going on the king side and so on. So yeah, exactly. It's like plus 1.5, something like that, this position. But I don't understand it really. So I think what he played in the game is more promising, Bishop G5, because you force Black to find this difficult move. Aha. In the game, they played Queen B6, such as JM Chess was explaining. And of course, here, White hurried to play exactly knight e5. So they took on d5, and now the pretty continuation here, exactly Queen e2. And Black is so unlucky that in the end, I mean, it wasn't the end of the world to lose the right to castle. The problem is that you lose the rook on h8. And on top of it, this pawn is on d6. That pawn really decides everything. Else we will have bishop b4 check, right? So black is very unlucky, but I would say this happened because he didn't arrive at this game prepared in this variation. He got out prepared. That's what I think about this game. So yeah, that's what happened in the game. There is not so much else to tell you about this. He played in the game rook e8, and yeah, I guess there was a last hope of like white blundering into bishop e3, but that won't happen, of course. White just played king f1 instead. d4, queen f6, queen b5 check, king g2, queen d5, rook h e1, and black resigns. So yeah, what can I say? Is there still a draw here? What draw? I don't think there is a draw. No draw, right? The king is just moving away. So after rook takes e3, yeah, but I mean nobody will play bishop e3 here. It's silly. I mean it's maybe even silly for me to say that. But I mean why would I play it if I could play king f1? Yeah, king d1. Maybe you can play that also. But it seems to me that this is very natural to hide the king on the queen side, on the king side, right? So yeah, I don't know. Interesting possibilities, but in practical play at least, it seems simplest. So summing up, sad game for black. Not a good day at the office for the grandmaster. We are looking at Panov or Botvinnik attack, as Happy Pan was saying. If you enter this with either color, please do me a favor and be very prepared for the theoretical complications that will occur here. It's all very, very theoretical. You have to know all the details. You have this move to worry about. You have that move as they played in the game. And this was very, very tricky. You would say black is just like 3 moves away from castling, but white has their resources also. And starting with this move, no? Interesting. He came very well prepared, the Chinese player, to this game, even if it was objectively not so good because we had this move a6. Not easy to see this at the board, right? So I think the damage was done already, and then Adiban walked right into this. Yeah, you can see queen takes d6 is probably not a good idea either. Yeah, so difficult. Yeah, difficult. This happens. Yeah, it happened to the best players in the world. This can happen. This kind of opening disasters. But my main piece of advice would be to be well prepared. Are you ready for another? What can I say? Mind-boggling, complicated game. I have another one which is more complex than this one. All right. So let's see if you like this game. The players are somewhat less familiar, I think. White is a grandmaster from Norway, and black, I'm not completely sure where black is from. I'm sorry, my ignorance. But okay. So please, Rohan, let me know which country. Hi on chess.com. Oh, I see. From Japan, all right. So maybe the best Japanese player there is, right? Chess doesn't seem to be very popular in Japan. All right, let's. Oh, Taiwan. Oh, sorry, Taiwan. So Taiwan then. Let's have a look. We're entering one of my favorite lines in the Royal Opus. This one. I always thought it was interesting. It's not having that much. What can I say? Popularity. I always thought it was interesting. Sometimes you can like move into a King's Indian if white is agreeing to that, you can move into the King's Indian if they play something like, how do you get there? Like they play something like this and you put the bishop there. Does it go like that? Something like this, and suddenly they take and you end up playing some kind of King's Indian instead. Yeah, interesting. But okay, in this game they played castles. Another reason why it's interesting is that if c3, I think there is this line, right? f5. Yeah, many ways for black to play, many possibilities in this line. They castled, and here comes the most complex variation. Bishop g4, h3, and you can all imagine what black played, right? Oh, bishop d7 and g5. Interesting. I didn't know that line. Really? You play bishop d7? You play bishop d7 here, and then you play g5 there. Yeah, I think I have seen something like that also. G5, it appears in all kinds of openings now. Yeah, interesting. Anyway, that's not what happened in this game. They played bishop g4, and after h3, they went h5. So you can see this in some openings. Maybe the best example is in the Royal Opus exchange variation, right? You have the same situation there, something like this, and h3 and h5. No, this is a very well established variation. But all right, this time it's different because white has not traded. So yeah, white keeps more possibilities. Okay, yeah, definitely don't take it. This is not a good idea for now. That's the whole core idea by black in this opening. Knight h2, queen h4, and I think it's game over, right? So yeah, you can't do that, I think. So what happened in the game? They played d4. Yeah, this is really like going all in. It's similar to the previous game. This is the best move, I think, according to theory, according to the engine, and so on. But it's delicate stuff. Delicate stuff. If you want to play this safe, you could play something like bishop takes c6. I just checked this. It's like in the other line. You can go here d4, and then you could put the knight on d2, and then you're almost ready to take it there. Actually, if you could get these moves in, and then you could put the knight down maybe. So this has been played, I think, this line with d4. But all right, white goes all in here. They play d4. Anyone, you know how this continues? I'm just curious. Who knows these obscure Ruy Lopez variations? Exactly, Santos. They played b5 here, bishop b3, and now they take on d4. So I think one problem is that if you play the Ruy Lopez with white, there are so many variations that you have to know. Maybe you saw in the Pragananda's great games. He had a very nice game in the World Cup where he played 97. Maybe you saw that game. He was winning with the black pieces. The queen went to g1, I think, in his game. If you remember that game, this line became very popular. Yeah, how do you play this stuff? Sorry, I'm so slow with remembering things. Knight c3, knight g6. Is it like that? d4, take. I think I got it wrong now. Yeah, versus Lagarde. It's not like this, right? Or it is like this. Yeah, and you take and you play c6. The bishop goes somewhere and you play queen b6. Anyone, why do they play queen b6? Can anyone explain why does black trade queen so early? It's very simple. Yeah, it's to open up a file. Yeah, maybe. I think the simplest explanation is that they would like to develop the bishop now. So that's why they start with queen b6 to get white's queen off this diagonal. So if white doesn't want to trade, well, then we can bring out the bishop somewhere. Something like that. And we castle and we play d6. And you get some kind of Philidor structure, but with a clever knight, I would say. You even have like f5 breaks and so on coming up. Oh, you saw this in Mage's class. Oh, really? Nice. I won't talk too much about it then. Yeah, great. I'm happy that Magesh is covering this stuff also. Yeah, interesting, Ruy Lopez. So what I'm saying is that it's not easy for white to keep track of all the lines in the Ruy Lopez. It's very admirable, those who play the Ruy Lopez with white, because there is so much that you have to know. So anyway, back to our game. But this line is famous since long time ago. I even had a game myself like this, like 30 years ago. Knight takes d4, and yeah, now white can finally take. So pawn takes, and knight g5. Yeah, this is the point, right? Now we have the bishop protecting, so the queen cannot come to h4. Aha. Yeah, black played here knight h6. Okay, anyone, can you tell me black's next move here? If it's black to play. What is black up to here? What would they like to play next? Maybe f5, maybe f6. But f6, not really, no, because if f6, I can maybe go knight e6, though. Yeah, you're right, heuristic mind. They want to play bishop e7 next turn. They want to take this guy. So the knight is in trouble. But it seems that Ardlav, he knew this line so. He played here the move f4. So good thing about f4, we open up the f file. Bad thing about f4. Anyone? What's the problem with this move, f4? Yeah, I'm not speaking about the specific move. Yeah, it opens up the king, exactly. Yeah. It opens up this specifically, this diagonal. Yeah, I don't think they will take en passant. They take en passant, I think you can take back with. Or did he play that in the game? Sorry. Maybe he played that in the game. Yeah, he played that in the game. You're right. He actually took en passant. But there was many things to look at here after f4. They say that the best move is bishop d5. I think that's what I played in my game a million years ago. c6, c3, and we have some total mess on the board. C takes. Yeah, that's a funny pawn structure, right? And you play bishop e7. Not clear what's going on here. It seems like black is getting back this piece at some point. If f4, maybe there is e takes f4. All right. Yeah, it's a strange variation. I think I have to mute everyone. Sorry. If anyone wants to say something, yeah, the chat is there, so on. No problem at all. So yeah, bishop d5. They say this is clever to include c3 and hit the knight. But in the game, white played instead f4. So black can play in different ways here. In the game, he just took en passant. But what do you think would be the most entertaining move here? Anyone? Entertaining move with black? Yeah, d6 says Brian, but I guess you mean d5. Exactly, d5. So this is a very entertaining variation. And I have a little question to you here. So if white takes on d5, black would play c6, right? First saving the rook, and then they are ready to play bishop c5. How would you save yourself with white here? I'll have yeah. You want a quiz, right? You want a quiz, so let's have a quiz now. Let's see who can find out this. Yeah, crazy variation. Let's see if you can find your way through these complications. Let's see. Yeah, completely insane variation. So don't feel bad about it if you can't find it. You get 1 minute, okay? Learning with computers. Yeah, you could have 2 minutes also, but then it takes too long time. King f2, interesting. Can you play that? Yeah, maybe. I don't know what happens with king f2. Knight c takes d5, maybe. No, I'm too slow. Bishop takes and king e3, maybe. Queen b6, maybe. Okay. Let's see who gets closest here. RKDK, HDI, and Patriots, you're very close. I take with the queen, and what do you want to play next? Not clear to me. Mickey Mouse, very close also. I guess I take Mickey with the knight, no? Yeah, this was an impossible mission, no? This was very difficult. Yeah. Again, crazy stuff, no? If you're not prepared for this, you better not play it. All of those who take on c5 at move 3, if I take back with the queen, what's your next move? I don't follow. Like RKDK, HDI, Patriots, Khan, King Sam, Ananya, Sarthak, Rohan, Smart Goldfish. Anyone got very close? Brian, you're closest. Yeah, and Gordon also. Gordon was very close. Okay, let's see what Gordon has to say. So please go ahead, Gordon. How is your variation? Yeah, completely insane. No, completely insane. Yeah, that's a good start. The knight f3 was a big threat. So I'll play knight f3 anyway, right? Now we have to be very careful. We take with the rook so that we keep this under control. But funnily enough, black is, yeah, of course, black is not interested in this. Or we would take first, maybe. Yeah, oh, sorry, my mistake. Yeah, we take first and then we take on c5 because we take with check, right? So black will play like that instead. Uh-huh. So bishop takes c6. Yeah, so here many of you wanted to play bishop takes, queen takes. I didn't understand this because if you go rook f2, I go g3. And yeah, if you go move the king, I'll take. So this doesn't seem so good for white, does it? Or am I missing something? Yeah, you can't really step on the h file, right? If I have the rook down. So this looks dangerous now. Yeah, I know it's a crazy variation, Gordon. You only got 1 minute, so don't worry, don't worry. Bishop takes. So now we're freeing up some space for the queen also. Like I don't know, maybe you have some funny move, like even something like this, right? If you want to distract me, maybe I don't know, something like that. But okay, I'll continue the line here. So I just take back. And what did you play here, Gordon? Uh, Try to trade off the queens if you could. Try to trade off the queens if possible. Yeah, heuristic mind, queen d5, exactly. So at first sight, when you look at this, yeah, black has to trade, right? You would say, okay, white is winning because if pawn takes, bishop takes, we have two pieces for the rook and so on if they take. But what do you think black plays here? Anyone? Yeah, it's a crazy variation. Yeah, what do you think black plays? E takes f4? I don't think so. I just take on c5 then. But the whole time in this variation, this is the problem child for white. The knight on g5 is the problem child. Yeah, it's completely crazy. Yeah, f6, I guess I can play 96 maybe in that line. Yeah, not convincing. Yeah, heuristic mind, you got it. Bishop e7. Yeah, completely insane. Bishop e7, black doesn't take the rook. But what's happening now is that they have some kind of funny compensation still. Rook f1, we move away the rook. Black is a whole piece down. Anyone, what will black play here? Yeah, let's continue the crazy stuff. What will black play? Yeah, of course, knight f5. You see, we are still we are still trying to use this diagonal no, for hostile means. So bishop f2, I will of course just play g3. and you still have problems. So, but white is okay here still. White is okay. Now they can play the move that some of you were saying. You can play here king f2. Now it's actually okay to play this. Yeah, it's time to bring out the king probably. And then the variation continues. Yeah, I didn't know where to stop analyzing this. G3, and now we should be careful not to let them give check on that side. So you play something like bishop e6. Yeah, crazy variation. Yeah, we should probably leave this variation or G3. And yeah, I don't know what's happening here. Completely crazy. But yeah, this could have. Yeah, who is winning? I don't know. I don't know. But this could have happened. So if you play this stuff with white or with black, be ready to look into these kind of complications. Some people were saying king f2, by the way. It's an interesting move, but I'm afraid that I can take and I can do something with my queen here. I don't know if it's like this or like that. That I think I should play, right? King takes, I think I can take on g5, right? So I don't think this is healthy for you, whoever said this. Yeah, too complex for me also, Sarthak. Yeah, not my cup of tea. So if you play this with white, you can look for some safer system. Now, time to get back to the game. So we're talking about this funny line if black goes d5. But in the game, Bai played g takes f3 instead. Okay, back to the game, back to our opening disaster. So there were some games like that. You have to go back to 1973 to see games in this variation. There was a game where they played rook takes f3. Anyone, do you think we should take on f3 or should we do something else? Show me one of my games. Yeah, the Cordova game. I know which game you mean. Yeah, the one with he had an extra pawn, but his you had a lot of counterplay and you had some bishop h6 provoking f4, bishop t7. All right. We should not take, exactly. We should not take. Aha, we can play the same good old move here, d5. You play this in all the lines, right? Just remember this, both with white and with black. This is very dangerous. Bishop takes d5, bishop c5. Nobody knows what's going on here. It's hanging on f7, but something's going on here also. White's development is not ideal. So yeah, I can't really tell you what's happening here. I would be afraid with either color. In any case, yeah, let's say what happened in the game. So after they took with the knight instead. They took with the knight. And I think now it's your turn, guys. Yeah, I'm talking too much. It's your turn now. You'll have to show me how this works. Let's see if I can get this right. It's a very pretty variation, okay? It's very pretty. I'll show you the variation, the one with a mate. No, I don't think so. Should I do that? Yeah, I'll do that. You'll have to give me mates in this line, okay? If you do everything in the right way, I mated in the end. You get for this mission 1 minute and 20 seconds, okay? No, there is not forced mate. No, I'm picking a line which leads to mate. No, of course there is not a forced mate. All right, knight g4. I think I go bishop takes f7, guys. I can also do my tactical stuff, right? I'm ready to play like Mikhail Tal, hopefully. Bishop takes f7, king takes, knight takes d4, maybe queen takes d4. So yeah, don't play knight g4. That cannot be right. Anyone else? HDI, you were very, very close. Maybe I have knight f3 there, HDI. The same goes for you, Can King Salmon. Oh no, I cannot play that. HDI, Can King Salmon, Almoris. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know what to play against that. Queen f3 maybe. Queen f3 and hoping that I don't get killed, which is highly likely in any case. Okay, who else? Somebody got it? Who is closest here? Who got closest? Smart Goldfish, you're very close. Yeah, Smart Goldfish, basically you found the right idea. Wyatt Wong, we have a winner. All right, great job by Wyatt. Wyatt saw the whole way up to mate. Yeah, nice. Yeah, some people say the Royal Opus is the most entertaining opening. More entertaining than the Najdorf. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this game is a good proof in that direction. So please go ahead, Wyatt. Show us, please, what you have noticed here. It's my move. I lost. Yeah, d5 exactly. D5, getting ready to play bishop c5. All right, that's the game. Now we're looking at the game now. Bishop c5. You can see at this point black is 2 pieces down, but they're going to get back 1, and also white's king is feeling really uncomfortable. So here he loses the game. He loses the game, but I think it's almost lost anyway. But let's check the game first. He played bishop e3. We take. There is a line, we can come back to this later if you like, but let's see what happened in the game. Bishop takes, Now, beautiful move, knight c4. Now it comes. At the end, some of you wanted to play it earlier, but this is the right moment when white's queen is busy defending the bishop on d4. So if I go queen takes g4, you will take, aha, and it's terrible for white. I don't know. If I go like this, you can probably just bring out the queen also and attack it, right? What do you think? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can all say the cheap tactic here, right? If I defend it, you can take it and you have rook h1 in the end. Or maybe there is something better. Yeah, maybe you don't even do that. You go for mate instead, I think, Wyatt, right? Yeah, Wyatt is not interested in exactly. Wyatt is going to mate me here. It's over. Yeah, right. So, okay. I'll play like in the game instead. Yeah, this is the mate, right? This is the mate. This is what, aha, what we have to play. So funny situation. Now black is down a lot of pieces, but yeah, we are getting mated here. I think it's the only way to play, right? Because if you go queen here, I can maybe go queen takes d4, and I still have some chances for survival. Maybe I don't know, or maybe not. Yeah, probably not. Yeah, I don't know. I was hoping to take, but maybe you can castle. Never mind. It's not relevant now. So this is what happened in the game. Yeah, let's go back to the game. Bishop e3, pawn takes, bishop takes. 94. In the game, Abdullah played g3 instead. Yeah, we can understand this now. He saw the mating threat and he decided to cover the square. But black found the right way. Sorry, Wyatt, I will have to take back the pawn now because I want to carry out another quiz. So let's see if we can say the final moves of this game. This is what happened in the game. So I didn't know this was a blitz specialist, but yeah, he definitely played well in this game. Uh, let's see if I can get it right. Something like this. Queen there, knight there. I'm trying to bring in all the moves. Yeah, I think we're done there. Okay. One. Yeah, we will look at questions also, okay? Queen h4, bishop takes f7. All right. Remind me, Almoris. Remind me, and we will look at your variation. Okay. So if you go queen d6, I go queen takes d4. And if you go bishop takes d4, I go king g2. And I'm hoping that I'm alive. Yeah, I'm not convinced by that. Queen g5. Queen g5, I think I. Yeah, what on earth would I play there? That's a very annoying move. Yeah, I agree. I can't go rook f5. No, can I do that? No, you just go queen h6 anyway. Yeah, what on earth do I play after that? Bishop takes. Bishop takes d5, maybe. Those of you who are saying queen g5, I will take on d5, possibly. Okay, GM Daniel Best, you got it. That's exactly what happened in the game. Yeah, please notice, guys, these are not crazy computer variations. These are the variations that were played in the game, okay? Okay, but I'll try to look at everything that you're saying here. So many different moves that you, wow. So many moves you have proposed here. Happy pawn, you also got it. Yeah, congratulations. Please go ahead, GM. What did you notice here? So many variations. Yeah, they take first, and now we have the killer move, right? Now it's the killer move. So this is the big threat, and this is the small threat, you could say. There is absolutely no way to save this. If I try something like that, for example, GM, it's not making sense, right? Yeah, I'm getting mated anyway because there are double mating threats. Um, so in the game, I think he played here. Yeah, what did he play in the game? Rook f4. Rook f4, I think. And we just continue with our business, right? Aha, queen h6, and if I take, I get mated, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is easy to understand. The queen the queen checks in the back and so on. But this is just horrible. Aha. Yeah, I think most checks will do that. Maybe not that check though, because you're helping me to. I'm selling a rook to get some counterattack. Then it's my turn, right? Then it's like playing baghouse. It's my turn to give checks. Who knows what I can do there? So yeah, it's better to give the check on e1 or g1. I think something like that. And I think now we're on the right track, right? Something like that, maybe. Anyone who understands this? I'm not sure I understand it anymore. You go b4 and I take. What happens then? Am I getting mated here or what? b4, queen takes, queen e1. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, exactly. That's how we win the game. Good point, Rohan. Yeah, exactly. Aha. So yeah, that happens if they take the rook, the knight, and then in the game I think he played king f1 instead, and we just continue in the same way. Exactly. We bring in the queen and king e2. Yeah, we just that's the same thing as last time, right? In the game he played queen g1. Exactly. Knight e3, king f2. And this was the last move in the game, actually. It stopped here, the game. It finished here. Move 21. Not a good day for white at the office. Yeah, queen takes would be the only move, but you can see that even if material is so here, yeah, white is collapsing completely now. The queen is too strong and so on. Yeah, black will pick up something else here. Aha. Yeah, terrible game for terrible day for white. Yeah, queen e1 would win the game and so on. So yeah, all right. You want to check the variations here. So if you play instead, let's see here, which was the move that everybody wanted to play. Everybody wanted to play queen g5. No, you wanted to play queen g5. Something happens here. I was thinking if I could play bishop takes d5. Does this mean anything? I think it does, right? You would have to play queen h6 too. No, you can't do that because I have this, right? That's impossible, I think. Also, please notice that if you try something like this, it's not working because I think I can just go up with the king, right? This can also not work if I'm not mistaken. Queen g5, bishop takes d5. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, queen h6. I was thinking no, but I'm thinking that I'm attacking now. I take here with check next turn, right? So this doesn't look good for. Yeah, this doesn't look good for black at all. So I think this is not a good idea to play queen g5 here. I hope all of those, you were many who said queen g5. I hope you're convinced that this is not correct. Maybe you could castle long here. I don't know if this is possible. It would be in the right spirit of the position, but yeah, I don't know what could happen here. Maybe this is okay for Santos is saying something. Rook h2, queen e3. How could you play queen e3? Not here, I suppose. Lucky Elephant, new user. All right, Lucky Elephant. Welcome. Knight e3. That's what you will play? I don't understand anything here. I just take and I take and I get counterplay. No. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. King e7 maybe. But this is not completely clear. Pop Fisher wants to play rook h3. When do you want to play rook h3, Pop Fisher? Here? In this position? No, then I'm taking on g4, I guess. You don't mean here, I guess. Then I go king g2 next turn. So that cannot be right. Probably. Yeah, bishop takes d4 and king g2. So I don't believe in that, really. Yeah, long castling tactical magician. I think so too. In any case, what he played was rather clear cut. No, what he played was rather clear cut. Beautiful move, knight g4, and then after g3, he quickly hurried to play the move bishop takes to remove the tension. Now I think that's what he did, right? He removed the tension, and then he got ready to play queen d6. But still, I find it difficult to believe that all this works. But it did work in the game. Knight e3. Is that another move you wanted to look at? Smart goldfish. Knight e3. Please notice, smart goldfish, that I can also give back material, right? Right now, I think I would just take it and play king g2. But on other occasions, I could actually give back the. So I don't understand. Oh, queen f3 is also possible. Yeah, now it's white's turn to create mating threats. So complicated game, though. Complicated game. Very difficult to play all this stuff with white. And we didn't even look at all the variations. There were other variations here also. But basically, what we're saying here is that if you play this stuff with white, let's look at this from white's perspective. You could play this position in many ways, no? Most people, they play something like c3 and d4. Some people play c4. There is a line bishop takes and d4, which is very, very solid also. You can play like that if you like. So if you play like he played in the game, here for sure be prepared for this stuff. Maybe the safest choice here is to take, like we were saying, and play d4 and try to bring out the knight. So it's okay to play this, of course. It's okay to play this with white as long as you're well prepared. Just like in the previous game, the Adiban game, right? Around here, I would not like to play, against anyone in this position. Maybe you remember Fischer said now that in the Dragon, how did he say, Bobby Fischer? In the Dragon, an amateur can beat the world champion. I think that's what he was saying. Yeah? An amateur, let's write that in the chat, can beat the world champion in the Sicilian dragon fisher. Yeah, I don't know exact wording, no, but that's what he was saying, and I think this is the same thing. If you enter this with the white pieces, yeah, you can be sure that things are very complex for you. So this is what we saw in the game. Should I quiz you on this one? I'll quiz you on this one just for fun, just to see if everybody remembers how we should play here, just to see if you're fast learners. But I will only give you like 20 seconds for this because, yeah, you don't need more. So you get only 20 seconds. Okay, 25 then. Yeah, everybody remembers this. I have one last quiz before we finish for today. Yeah, this is just a good example of what can happen when you're not well prepared and you go down the most principled way anyway. No? But I have one little funny exercise left. It comes from this game. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, good work by Pop Fisher, Happy Pond, Brian, Small Goldfish, Oski, Heuristic Mind, Sarthak, Wyatt, yeah, and many other people. All right, let me bring up my little question to you. So let's go back to this game and let's see if I can find this moment in the game, which was very interesting. I think it comes around here. If I go f4 in the game, they took on f3, but I was telling you that d5 was very interesting. Okay, so my question comes here. If we play, let's see here. If we play the move bishop e3, yeah, if we play bishop e3 and black um, takes on b3. Yeah, it's a crazy position, I know. But would you take with A or with C, and why? That's my question to you. One of these is very bad, and the other one is quite good. All right. I would like to know which one is the bad one and which one is the good one. Let's see who can figure out this. I'll give you a hint. My next move is e takes f4. Then I will play bishop e7, and I will again attack this guy. No, one of them is better. So take with the c pawn. All right, I think little chess player, you're right, but it would be great to hear a motivation. So if you play um, c takes and I go e takes f4. Hold on, guys. I'm just bringing up the last quiz for today. What would white play there? You get 45 seconds. Yeah, you're L and Rohan. You get half a point. Yeah, it's okay. I thought there was a better square for her, but it's okay. It's okay. HDI chess. You can also consider yourself a winner. Aha. If you take with the bishop, I go bishop c5. How can you do that, Sarthak, Mickey, Goldfish, and so on? Okay, RKDK, Oski, little chess player, Daniel Best, congratulations. You have solved this little mystery. And I would say those of you who played Queen c2, you were also very close. Yeah, heuristic mind, Brian, you all got it. Yeah, what a rich tactical position. No? Usually we capture towards the center, but in this case, it's better to capture the other way. So please go ahead, RKDK, show us, please, what's going on here. Why should we take with the c pawn? Exactly. We have this sneaky move, Queen c1. That's why we need to open up the c file, right? If we take like that, we taste bishop c5. Yeah, then you can remember what happened in the game. This looks like bad news for white, right? I don't know if king h2. I'm thinking instead of knight f5, maybe I should play queen takes d5, right? Maybe that's the most clever move. And I have some tactical ideas with knight f5. This looks promising for black, yeah. So yeah, we should play the move that RKDK is saying, queen c1, very clever. And if I go all in here, aha. Yeah, and these are like only moves, by the way. They're all only moves. So pretty mating combination. Pretty mating combination. So black will have to play something else here. After queen c1, you'll have to play something else, like maybe bishop. What if queen d7? Yeah, exactly. You can go queen d7, but then I can take on f4, and now you can't give check anymore because I have my queen there. And maybe now white is better. Well, you never know with this variation, but it's the same. Yeah, queen c2 is probably the same. If you played queen c2, it's okay. But I mean, it's nicer queen c1 because maybe you need to protect this square, right, or something. But queen c2 should also work. But yeah, so that was the idea here. Anything else you play, if you take with the a pawn instead, you're just getting killed here after pawn takes, and this one is hanging. So it's better to take with the pawn so that you get this move in. All right, I think we're done. No, thanks for today, guys. Thanks to Chess Dojo, Chessable, Greg Shahadi at USCS. I hope you like these games. Let's see, maybe next week we will have another last session about opening disasters. Okay, thanks. Bye.